Very pleased to welcome Mr. Michael Now, Global Director of Sustainability at Lufthansa, today here at the Sustainable Aviation Futures MENA Summit to discuss basically the sustainable aviation. Thank you very much for being with us today. What is the message as a global carrier coming from Germany, a top leader in sustainability overall? What's your message being here today in Dubai?
Yeah, first of all, we are happy that there's such a conference in that area because also Lufthansa Group has a strong presence in that area. It's a very important area for us. And actually, we want to drive that topic sustainability because we as an airline group, we have, of course, a lot of pressure to reduce our carbon footprint. And of course, we want to avoid to downsize our fleet. Therefore, we need sustainable products, and here we can discuss with different stakeholders options, products, possibilities. There's a good exchange, so it will help us for the whole industry to really drive that topic.
Basically, what is the overall strategy and the action plan of Lufthansa in the coming 5 years, and in terms of sustainable aviation, and what can the region, the MENA region, learn from Lufthansa, such an old, well-established global carrier?
Okay, so overall, our strategy within the next 7 years is the usage of SAF for at least 10% compared to fossil kerosene. That's the minimum target, but we hope to fulfill 12 to 13% by 2030. Of course, we are a bit dependent on the supplier because, as you know,
the global market.
Yes, sustainable aviation fuel is still a limited product. So the demand is much higher than the supply. So we are dependent on the supplier. But luckily, we invested a lot. We got a lot of commitment, especially from Nestor, OMV, and we signed an MOU with Shell, and also we're looking for other suppliers. What helps us is also, we have to be honest, is a pressure from the EU and the German government.
Very important.
So we have to act, otherwise we are losing customers because they have also reduction targets. So we need to find solutions that is really helpful to get the pressure, and this is what I can recommend to the here to that region is, I would say, external pressure, because sometimes you need it that you act faster, and then you start to be in the driver's seat.
Usually in the Middle East here, the governments are very bullish, very forward thinkers, and the challenge comes from the private sector, from the big companies, unlike Europe, for example. What can basically Lufthansa recommend in this regard? How can the relationship? What does Lufthansa recommend to make the relationship with the partnerships between the public and private sectors smoother to attain the global sustainable goals?
What I recommend is do a roundtable discussions. A lot of events, because all stakeholders have to work together. Otherwise, we cannot solve this topic, and it's a global problem. We are all sitting in the same boat. And actually, our customers are also customers of our other stakeholders. So we need to work together. Otherwise, we will not find a solution.
For such a huge carrier such as Lufthansa, basically, carbon offsetting might be a good opportunity. It's something that is it's a big debate going on. What is your strategy in this regard, and what is your view in this regard? Carbon offsetting, your loyalty program, banks, credit cards, the huge database and the number of passengers that you have, and the history, the structure, the research center that you have with Airbus, the European Union, all that. How can we benefit through carbon offsetting?
Actually,
at the grassroots level.
Actually, carbon offsetting is a major option for us as a Lufthansa group.
Have you done anything? What's your strategy in this regard?
We work together with some NGOs with certified projects, only certified gold standard, because we want to avoid greenwashing. We're transparent, and actually all these projects in the portfolio we offer are our customers get a CUG, a closed user group, a code, and they can see actually the status quo of these projects. So there is nothing hidden
Yeah.
or in the gray zones
Yeah.
or whatever. So one definitely is transparency.
Yeah.
Yeah. So trustful relationship with the NGO and with our customers. In the long run, we don't see it as a major solution. We focus a bit more, or we focus definitely on reduction, so on sustainable aviation
Yeah.
fuel, STL, PTL. Why? Because our B2B customers, they require reduction instead of compensation. So for the time being, it's the right product for, let's say, for the next 6, 7, 8 years. But then definitely we have to scale up sustainable aviation fuel.
Yeah, startups and R&D, as you know, startups, including aerospace startups, here the Middle East is very active in this regard, and the government is pushing hard all across. What can we learn from Lufthansa in terms of enticing and basically cooperating and encouraging startups?
Yeah, I mean, startups, they quite often have very good ideas, but not the financial support. Yeah, so what we are doing, we listen carefully about their scope, their idea, their vision.
Yes.
Yeah, and Lufthansa is one of these airlines group are really funding these startups. We help them, especially at the beginning, because otherwise they cannot really proceed with their vision or their idea. And yeah, is it successful? Sometimes not. Sometimes yes. There is also risk. It's a risky investment, but we believe in overall, if we invest in 10 projects, maybe 3 will fail, but 7 will be successful. So what can you learn from us? I would say, be a risk taker.
Yeah, cooperation between Germany and the UAE and across the region is very close in terms of sustainability, not necessarily aviation. Can we see, or are we going to see, or is there a potential to see cooperation in terms of sustainable aviation between the carriers of the Middle East and Lufthansa?
Absolutely. Especially in that topic, there is no competition. Yeah, we should work together. I spoke also today with the colleague from Emirates Airlines. We exchange a lot of ideas. We have only one globe. Yeah? We have to find solutions to make that globe a little bit better in regards of carbon footprint. And here we do not compete. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's their problem is our problem.
One globe,
it's
one
our
world.
problems. Yes.
Yeah.
So exchange.
We saw today aviation, the electric planes, basically, electric aircraft giving a presentation with it basically plan to deliver the first planes, group of planes in 2027, 2028. Also at Toulouse, at Airbus, the hydrogen aircraft in the 2035, 2030, 2035 range. Between electric planes and the hydrogen and the new generation, basically Lufthansa being the launch customer of 777X, as you know, the delayed because of COVID perhaps and all that. Where do you think the real future is?
Wow.
Electric, hydrogen, and the new generation of 777X and beyond?
Yeah, that's hard to say because it's still a long way. What we are doing, we do also work together in regards of research with Airbus and also Boeing, but we are a bit closer with Airbus.
Because of Hamburg.
Hamburg, of course, it's a European company. Yeah. And we are, as you mentioned, launching customer of many of these new Airbus products. But what will be the final solution? What kind of technology? We don't know. I think nobody really knows by today.
What are you trying to analyze, basically? How do you analyze? How do you assess? It's ongoing.
Yeah, I mean,
internal things.
Yeah, we of
open
course
for all discussions.
Yes, of course, and definitely what we need is a solution for long-haul flights. Yeah, I mean, at the moment Airbus is focusing a bit on more lighter, smaller aircraft, as we also heard today. But as a Lufthansa group, we are a global player. We need a solution for a 10, 12 hours flight from Europe to the US.
To the US.
And
transatlantic.
Do we see here a solution within the next 15 to 20 years?
We don't know.
We don't know.
All right. Last question, please. Supersonic. As
Yeah.
you know, it's basically there are lots of talks. There is one company in particular in the United States, Boom Supersonic,
partner
yes,
of us, yeah.
and that's basically United signed an agreement for the trans-Pacific flights because over the water with the boom effect, as you know. Can we see, or do you see a potential for supersonic planes for Europe and Lufthansa? And as you know, there is a big talk about sustainable supersonic planes.
Good question. At the moment, we don't focus on supersonic products. Could it be an option maybe in a couple of years? I don't know. Here I have to ask a
Others.
different
Yes.
department within our company. At the moment, it's not in the focus.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay.